All right, lock in. Breaking down my $306,000 salary in San Francisco. All right. What do we have here?
I work as a software engineer making $306,500 and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm going to be sharing all of my finances between my bills and my investments. This is cost of living. I'm a
Why is there a protogen? Is this guy a furry?
software engineer working at Meta. In terms of my role, I earn $306,500 on average. After taxes and retirement contributions, I am currently taking home about $4,000 a month.
I'm not bad.
I currently do not have any other sources of income.
Okay. First thing I gotta see, dude, he is aggressively putting all of his money into HSA and 401k and probably like a bunch of stocks. That's insane. And he's like what, 21?
$4,000 a month. I currently do not have any other sources of income.
Wow.
I work anywhere between 40 to 50 hours a week on average. In terms of my day-to-day, it can be really anything. My role is fairly dynamic, so
dude, I hate those keyboards. They're not comfortable.
I could be doing anything from software engineering and actual coding to some of the more sort of project management or product management stuff, as well as some data science sort of analysis. Prior to joining my current company, I had spent 2 years living in Dallas, and I moved here about 7 or 8 months ago, back in July of 2025. In terms of base rent, I am paying $2,600 a month. Amenity fees are included in the base rent. Utilities will cost anywhere between $150 to $170 a month. My electricity bill here is about 50% higher than it was in Dallas, from about $20 to $30 per month to about $50 a month. I feel like I am getting good value. A lot of the comparable areas that are closer to my work could run anywhere between $3,500 to $3,700 per month.
Nah.
And I'm getting everything that I wanted out of this apartment. I live a little bit further away from either the major cities of San Francisco or San Jose or Oakland, but still within commutable distance of all three. Even though I had access to a relocation expert.
Well, okay, first thing first, I can tell in this living room, there's not much going on here. So he's probably living very minimalist, and he's just like, kind of just like maybe saving money. He probably doesn't drive because he's in San Francisco. So he's probably walking or taking public transit. And then, yeah, like, if this is the living room, I don't know. I hopefully he gets like a room tour.
I decided to do a lot of the research on my own, taking a look at all the things that I wanted to focus on from a living perspective. And after making the decisions, I decided to sign the lease sight unseen without actually having seen the place in person. Hey, welcome to my apartment.
Oh my, yo! No!
So this is the main kitchen area. It's quite spacious compared to my last apartment. The only complaint that I really have are these the countertops aren't exactly ideal for the amount that I'm paying, but
I mean, the kitchen's all right. I mean, if you put like an island, like right here, I think it'll be kind of nice. But it's fine.
It's all right.
Yeah.
In terms of fridge and freezer, I got some meal prep stuff from the night before, as well as a whole host.
Yo, I mean, you got the Diet Dr. Pepper. I'll give him that. Some Arizona. Yeah, this guy is very living minimalist.
Of drinks and mixers.
Lemonade, okay.
In the freezer, very similar thing where I've got a couple of frozen things,
Alcohol.
as well as some dumplings that I actually wrapped myself when I was really bored one day. Over here we have my main sort of living slash.
Yo, what the fuck is this? No, okay. First thing I'm catching on, not the Progen head, but like, there's only one monitor, but he's using like an iPad box as a stand. The PC looks hefty, like.
Workshop area. This is where I get all my work done as well as my personal projects.
Yeah, look at that. I do like the Oh, maybe is he making a protogen by scratch? I mean, that's kind of dope though.
The decision to do without a couch and a TV is really just based on my own needs. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I just use my computer. I don't host people in my apartment,
Oh, he does have a
obviously.
laptop.
If I do decide
Yeah.
to hang out with friends, I'll usually go to their place or maybe a third place. And in the case of hanging
Oh my god. Oh, he's a meta. He's a I mean, like, yeah, he works for Meta, but like use a Meta headset to play VR chat.
out with my friends in virtual reality
Oh
while
my
everyone's
God.
sort of split off in their own physical space.
We've also got a couple of other things over here, just the DJ controller because I really don't have a lot of other space to put it,
You can get like a little table. What the heck?
as well as my robot cleaner, which gets the job done. It's not perfect, but it definitely helps out in terms of having to clean.
You have so much
Over
space.
here, we've got just the bedroom. I mean,
Oh. That bed looks sad. And bro, he has fucking tissues right next to it. God damn it.
there's really not much to my bedroom. It gets the job done for me. I have my blanket, my pillow, a filing cabinet doubling as a nightstand, as well as my charger there.
You should get why not just get like a double file cabinet? That way the nightstand could be like leveled with their bed. I mean this guy is very living minimalist. I don't blame him though.
It's all that I really need at this point.
Okay.
And this is my bathroom. The highlight of this is really the bidet that I installed.
Nice. Okay, I gave you that. That bidet. Yo, he got the advanced one.
It was about $400 or so, but
Yeah.
it was a really, really nice quality of life improvement for myself. And outside over here, we've got a little bit of a balcony. I don't spend a lot of time out here, as you may be able to tell, but it is a nice way to get some fresh air in. I've been told by many of my friends that my living situation is very Spartan, but really it's an intentional choice to pick and choose parts of my life that I decide to spend more or less money on. So even though my living situation right now is fairly sparse, that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way, say if I decide to have a partner or have kids.
Yeah, that would be weird for like if you have a partner and then they have a bunch of stuff. But like man, I don't know. Oh, see, he's walking. I told you.
Between ride sharing and public transit, I'll sometimes spend around $30 per month, but most of the time it's zero. I live in the Bay Area without a car, and so I think one of the big things to me is the accessibility to public transit. I live about 5 minutes away from the nearest Bay Area rapid transit station. I'm actually quite used to living car-free. I had lived previously in Dallas for 2 years without a car and got around in very similar ways. I picked out this apartment also specifically for its proximity to all of the things that I would really want to go to on a regular basis. So that would be cafes, boba shops, as well as the grocery store.
Nice.
For those, I just walk. And for anything else, I would either take the public transit or in certain cases, take rideshare.
I wish that was like all over America because like here, even here in Philly, it's like so convenient to like take the train or bus or even like walking towards like your local grocery stores or cafes, stuff like that.
Our company, like many other companies around the Bay Area, have shuttles that go around the area, and I utilize those to get to and from work.
Oh my god, catfish.
I spend about $300 per month on groceries. I usually budget $75 per month for eating out, but I usually don't hit that maximum.
What? 75? 75? Dude, he is barely eating. He's probably eating those dumplings from the freezers.
I used to get online delivery for my groceries, but not anymore given that it's so close to my apartment. I should stock up on some more instant noodles. In terms of what I cook on a daily basis, I don't really have a set plan because of the fact that my company subsidizes both my breakfast and my lunch.
Oh,
But yes,
okay.
beef short rib, $14.34.
All right, that makes sense because with the breakfast and lunch, that makes like total sense. I'm like, dude, how are you spending $75 just going out to eat? I mean, like that's great. I know a lot of people spend like way twice, triple more than that, but now it makes sense.
Or $10.99 per pound. This is a cut that usually isn't super widely available in Western grocery stores, so always nice to pick some up from the Asian grocery store. In terms of dinner, I'll usually meal prep some sort of protein as well as vegetables, so that could be chicken, it could be some fish. It really just depends on my mood. This herbal tea, this stuff is gas. Also a ton of sugar in there, but really, really good. So a pack of 6 for $3.99.
That's not bad. I'm
lucky enough to be in a situation where food prices have not really affected how I socialize or make these decisions around food choices. Alrighty, let's go ahead and make our way to the other.
So I'm kind of curious if he's gonna like spend money on like going to fur cons and shit. You know what I mean?
That's an excellent question. In terms of what I do in my free time, there are really 3 major areas that I spend my money on. The first is finances, so really a lot about the credit cards and churning and that sort of thing, as well as my personal finances. There's also a big aspect of travel, whether that's domestic or international. And I am also an active participant in the furry community. I currently spend about $1,000 a year just for the privilege of owning the credit cards that I currently hold on to. In terms of my hobbies, I generally spend between $400 and $500 a month across all of them, though in certain cases I will spend a little bit more money, and I'm currently saving up for a fursuit. On average, depending on where your maker is, as well as how reputable they are, a fursuit will generally cost between $4,000 to $7,000.
Yeah, I mean, you can have it much lower than the 4,000 and have much higher than the 7,000, but like this guy can easily buy a fursuit.
The furry community means a lot of different things to various people. To some people, it's a way of expressing themselves, sometimes in adult ways, and other times it's just a way of designing a fictional character and sort of living in a bit of a mascot costume for a while. To me, being part of this community really means designing my own characters, as well as embodying them in the form of either commissioning art, or in some extreme cases, commissioning fursuits.
Oh my god, what is this?
And
what is this?
All of this faux fur, or at least part of it, will eventually end up on the head. This is a bigger part of the project, especially since I'm not super familiar with sewing, but...
Bro, just have someone do it! Oh my god, yo, any furries out there, help this guy. Help this guy. Help this guy. Dude, he'll probably pay you.
But it'll eventually end up on there. So my character currently is a bit of a cyborg hybrid between a canine as well as a robot, known in the community colloquially as a protogen. I think for really anything mentioning furry in the furry community as well, because of it being a sort of historically marginalized community in the social space, there are a lot of concerns around doxing, as well as in general people not necessarily being super comfortable with being public with this. I just happen to be one of the stupid people that decided to go public with this. I don't really spend a lot of money on improving my finances. It's more so of a lifestyle choice to take a look at credit cards and the perks that they offer and whether or not it's really worth it to me.
True.
In terms of maximizing your value for the points, this is
because I can see why he pays a lot of fees with the credit cards if he's not using much, because he's probably just like racking up points for travel, and he's probably just using those travel points to go to like fur cons, which is smart.
It's really a process of trying to earn those points in the most efficient way and spending those points in the most efficient way. Generally, in terms of earning, you're going to be getting those from sign-up bonuses rather than everyday spend. And in terms of actually cashing in those points, you're going to be trying to look for value where, say, maybe a business class ticket might be $5,000, but only $2,500 worth of points.
All right, now let's go to the savings and investments. Like, I don't even want to know any more hobbies. Like, this furry is just he's weird, but he's like the furry weird, and this is normal.
In any given month, I will save anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000.
Nice.
In terms of that large range, it really depends on whether or not my 401k is maxed out, whether or not I have any stock vesting, and whether or not I have any bonuses. In terms of matching out my 401k with my employer, I contribute $24,500 up to the maximum limit that I can contribute. alongside my employer contributions. In addition to that, I make after-tax contributions all the way up to the IRS limit of $72,000. So in total,
Alright.
about 1/6 of my compensation is going towards my 401k.
What about
In terms of my
Roth?
other investments, I also max out my Roth IRA and HSA
Yeah.
every single year, and then any additional money goes into my brokerage account.
Yeah.
I'm currently about 80% invested in the US stock market and 20% international.
Nice. Yo, hey, yo, we got some common going on. That's what I do. 20 international, 80 just do like I do like QQQ for like tech stuff.
I think like with many other parts of my generation, there is very much a big split in terms of financial literacy among other things. There's a swath of people who are fairly well educated in terms of personal finances, and there are a lot of those who are just getting by. I view personal finance in a very similar way as I do personal fitness. A lot of the core concepts are fairly simple, but it doesn't mean that it's easy to follow, and there are a lot of traps along the way. I'm aiming to retire by the age of 30, in which case I'll need about $1.6 million to do so. In terms of why I decided to start pursuing the path of financial independence and retiring early, I wanted to build a life for myself where I wouldn't have to work for money all the way up until 65.
Right.
There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to retirement planning, and even establishing a goal number is a bit of a moving goalpost in general. The rule of thumb in the community is to multiply your expenses by 25, or otherwise known as the 4% rule. And if you're retiring earlier than, say, around 40 or so, you might want to add some leeway to that. And so my budget is a little bit greater than the actual 4% rule. There's a lot of different projections in terms of,
See, like, if I was in this guy's shoes, right? If I was making 300,000 a year, right? And I'm 21 years old, let's say like I'm doing something else instead of working for Meta, right? And I, retire at 30 years old. I feel like I would get so bored and start to do like, I don't know, like part-time jobs, contract jobs, temporary jobs, like throughout my career, because maybe I might be like too bored, or unless I do like full-time content creation, I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but like the fact that like you'll be like 30 years old and you get to retire and you can do whatever you want. I don't know. Like my dad, when he retires, it been like a year, and then he got so bored he went back to work. Like he found like a part-time job. And I see like many other like boomers out there where they finally retire, they rest for like 1 to 5 years, and then they'll be like, I want to do something else. I want to find a hobby or go do sports, or just go find a part-time job, just so like they have something to do in their life.
how much I'm going to be contributing in the future, as well as how the stock market is going to do over that course of time. I have way too many sheets in this, so every month I'll create a copy of this sort of base spreadsheet. I designed it myself. I don't really have a template that I follow, and
Yo, just use an app. I feel like you can use an app similar like this, but if you're like always like fiddling around with like Google Sheets, then just do what you do.
I prefer it this way. It's more of a DIY approach of, if I decide that there are certain categories that I don't want or categories that I do need, then I'll just add it onto the spreadsheet,
okay.
and
Yeah, that
it'll
makes
be
sense,
copied
yeah.
over for the remainder of however long I decide to do this budgeting. I actually do have a larger tax sheet that does track down in terms of like taxes that I'm paying, in terms of the income that I'm getting, the expected amount of paychecks. And then over here, I just have some pretty straightforward projections
Oh my
in terms
gosh.
of actually where I'm going to be at financially for a given year and age, assuming certain figures for growth as well as investment outcome. And yeah, so by age 30, assuming that all goes well,
By age 40, he'll be $6.8 million from all his stocks and investments.
I'm expecting that I might have somewhere north of around $2 million invested. And this is also tracking the active price of some of my investments, and so this will fluctuate over time.
Right.
And by age 40, I'm expected to be retired at that point, so I do have empty columns in terms of my actual investments. But at that point, I might have...
Dude, all I'm gonna say to this guy, you better have a kid. Like, I hope you have like a healthy relationship where there's no like divorce and you're gonna lose some of that money. Like, dude, that's so much money.
Have somewhere in the north of $7 million.
Dude, if I had $10 million, I'd be like helping people like pursue their careers and dreams. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like an impactful individual to help others, you know, succeed.
Invested. I think a very interesting part of the fire community is that it has splintered off into various groups and evolved from its original form around the 2010s that was largely focused on frugality at all costs. Now there are folks such as myself that sort of can have their cake and eat it too, where we are able to live a very fulfilling lifestyle and save a lot for retirement. In terms of my lifestyle,
I don't know about that, dude. There's a lot of furries out there that have like so much debt. Like, they'll go to like every fur con every year, and they'll spend like hundreds or yet thousands of dollars on like plane trip, hotels, dealer's den, drinks, food, like etc. Like, people spend so much than you think.
after retirement, I don't expect that I'm going to
But he's like the 1% person that he is going to be set for life, and he doesn't have to worry about financial at all.
stop working entirely. I might pick up some odd jobs or contracting work every now and then, just if I decide that it's interesting to me.
That makes sense, because I would like, if I was in his shoes, I would get bored and might pick up a part-time job or a contract job. Yes.
Other than that, it's really going to be populated with travel as well as attending conventions and just being myself. I think one of the biggest privileges for myself is that I am able to earn enough of an income where I could reasonably support my family if they were ever in trouble. And in the case of a future family, that would be something that I would have to readjust over time.
Nice.
Moving here has definitely been worth it. Even though the cost of living is higher, the job compensation and the opportunities available here are really unmatched. In terms of staying here long term, that's an existential question. I think in terms of long-term living, I plan to move back to the Los Angeles area.
Why?
I could definitely
Why it would be more expensive. You stay in San Francisco or maybe San Diego. I think San Diego is probably a better bet. Or maybe move back to Texas. Like he said, he used to live in Dallas. Do that. I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't live in California, in my opinion.
see myself in the position.
Like, if I was making like millions, right? Like, dude, I feel like he's gonna get taxed up the butt if he just stays in California too long.
Of starting a company in the next couple of years or decades, but no plans for that currently. My biggest piece of advice is something that's fairly widely shared among the folks in the fire community, and it's build the life you want and then save for it. There may be a situation where you can't have everything all at once now, and you just kind of have to pick and choose whether or not you want to live in a favorable location, or you decide to spend more on, say, travel and other experiences, or maybe on some of the other material goods that you're looking at.
Oh man.
Okay, that's not bad. But like, I don't know. I think it also depends. Like, if he finds like a partner in like a different area, he'll probably just move there and just be happy there. Because like, he doesn't have to like live in San Francisco. I know like the whole tech company is like up there or in the west side, but yeah, like, I mean, he's not he doesn't have to work that long, so I mean, he can do wherever you want. I'm happy for him. So, cool. Thank you for that video. I like it.